Alright, today we're going to adjust the valves in our Kawasaki FH580V engine. The valve clearance is 6,000 clearance. Here's the gas kit for the valve cover. You'll need this because you'll usually tear the gasket when you remove the valve cover. They're only like $4 a piece. Okay, let's go ahead and get this done. It only takes a few minutes. I'm only going to show one side because it's identical on both sides. It's a V-twin, of course. Okay, so what you'll need to adjust the valves on this engine, a 3mm Allen wrench. Of course, your feeler gauges. On this engine, it's they say between 4 and 6,000. Cold, they say 6,000, so this engine's pretty cool. You'll need a 3/4 inch spark plug socket, and you'll need a 10mm socket to remove the screws on the valve cover, and we're also going to have to remove the flywheel shroud. That's so we can rotate the engine to get the piston at top dead center on the compression stroke. And I'll show you how to do that. Nope, can't get back in there. This way we'll be able to rotate the engine. You have to remove both spark plugs so you don't have any compression. Now let's remove those spark plugs. One spark plug. No, extension. There's that one. And I'll go remove the other one. Okay, now we'll go ahead and remove the valve cover. And in doing so, we'll likely destroy the gasket. That's why we have replacements. That one was kind of loose. You don't have to put these on very tight, that's why it was loose. And yeah, part of the gasket broke. Part of the gasket did break off. Alright, now let's rotate the engine to top dead center on the compression stroke. And how you do that, I'm just putting the T-handle Allen in there. And see, that's not the compression stroke yet. The valves are still moving, has to come around again. Piston's coming back up, valves aren't moving. That is top dead center right there on the compression stroke. So the valves have no pressure on them. Now we can check where the clearance is. That's definitely loose. This engine should be 6 thou clearance. Let's see where it's at. Let's try 12 thou. That would be exactly double where it should be. And it is about double. Alright. To adjust the valve, you get your 6 thou. Okay, so now that we have our 6 thou feeler gauge here, what you do is you loosen the main nut. This is the nut that actually adjusts the clearance. You loosen that. When you loosen that, you can loosen the set screw. Alright, you get your feeler gauge. You take the main adjustment nut, you tighten it down until you get the proper clearance. You have to make sure that set screw's out far enough or else it'll start to catch, which it did. Alright, has good some friction there. And you take your 14 millimeter and you tighten down your set screw. And I'm ready to check. And that is perfect. That's dead on. Now make sure its set screw is really nice and tight. And it is. You don't have to have it crazy tight. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's it. You repeat the same on the bottom one. And I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here and show you just putting on the valve cover gasket. Alright, make sure your surfaces are clean and smooth. There's a little residue and there is a piece of gasket here. We're going to have to scrape that off. Here's the new gasket. And I will just go ahead and put the screws through them. You don't need any sealant on these. There's very little pressure in the valve cover area. Almost none. I don't know the torque number for this valve cover. It can't be much. That's more than good enough. Again, there's the oil's basically just sitting in here. It's not pressurized. Let's put the spark plug back in. I already regapped these plugs. Sorry I didn't put that in the video. That's a pretty simple thing. These torque into 22 Newton meters. That's what it says in the book, and it says that on my torque wrench. That's what it says in the book, and it says that on my torque wrench. Here's my torque wrench. .22 Newton meters is, that's 198, sorry, 198 inch pounds, not foot. And that's that. It doesn't feel like much, but this is a long torque wrench. That spark plug is definitely on there properly. Now we'll put the shroud back on. And these need to be on there fairly good. This engine does vibrate. And we're all done. Let's start her up. All done. It's that easy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.